The arc is the type of curved line that can be created using SVG. Arcs are sections of circles or ellipses. The path element is used to define an SVG path. The path element has a D attribute that defines the points and other commands of how to draw the path. Inside the D attribute, command A defines an arc. The arc command continues the previous path segment. The information about where the arc starts comes from the previous command. That's why our example starts with the M command. For a given 2 points, there are 2 ellipses that can connect them. Along either of those ellipses, there are 2 possible paths that can be taken to connect the points. So, in any situation, there are 4 possible arcs available. That's why arcs require quite a few parameters. The first 2 parameters are x and y radius. In math they are called ellipses semi-major and semi-minor axis. The third parameter is the rotation angle of the ellipse. As mentioned above, there are 4 different possible arcs to connect 2 points. So next 2 parameters define which one of them it is. The fourth parameter is the large arc flag. It determines if the arc should be greater than or less than 180 degrees. The fifth parameter is the sweep flag. The arc can go both clockwise and counterclockwise. The sweep flag flips the arc clockwise or counterclockwise. The sixth and seventh parameters are endpoint coordinates. Now about the code. At the start, when the onload event is fired, we calculate all initial parameters needed to define the arc, depending on the viewport size. This is done by calling function updateSVG, line 170. That is this function, updateSVG. It accepts 9 parameters. They are all parameters needed to construct the arc, which is thus a segment of an ellipse. Here comes the tricky part. To allow the user to dynamically edit the arc by dragging points, we must first find the ellipse's center point, which is unknown. That's for the math is needed. I will not go into details about how it is done. All this is described in comments. But if you really want to go that deep, you will need to Google how to find an ellipse's center point when given semi-major axis, semi-minor axis, ellipse rotation angle, and 2 points on this ellipse. There will be a system of 2 equations, one quadratic and one linear. Solving this equation system will give you 2 possible center points for 2 possible ellipses through these 2 given points. That is just in case you like math. Anyway, I really try to describe every step in commentaries. This program has only 2 functions, and the second one is drag and drop. The arc editing is performed by dragging one of the control points. There are 5 of them: start point, end point, point radius x to change the ellipse's semi-major axis, point radius y to change the ellipse's semi-minor axis, point rotation to rotate the ellipse. This drag and drop functionality is implemented within this drag and drop function. There are also a lot of comments. I hope they will help. The file location is in the description. I scroll the whole HTML file now. That's all for now. Have a nice one.